This time of the year, you would imagine that people are excited and we have visions and goals and we're doing this. We got all this energy that just magically happened when the year turned over to 2026. And let me tell you something that's happening in my community and what I see around me. There's a certain type of heaviness that is unsaid, perhaps not even thought about, but definitely felt. And if that's you, this video is for you. I am so glad you're here. My name is Claire, and today we are discussing the thing that feels heavy that nobody can actually just point and put their finger on it. It's like there, but I don't know what it is. And today we're going to uncover what it is and how to help you overcome that thing to get you into the best 2026 of your life. I'm so excited. Let's begin. Right, so what we want to do now is we want to look at the heaviness. And I'm sure by now you've felt it somewhere in your life. And it usually sounds like this: I'm feeling tired. I have to think of this. I have to remember to do that. Oh, yes, and while I'm at it, do this extra mail. And I have to not forget to do this. So it is a massive amount of what feels like small things, but a lot of things that are in your life. You might be juggling a business and a family and a home and finances, and you might be just managing people, whatever it is. It is like it feels overwhelming because there is a lot. So, what I want you to think of now is, what are the words that you are saying right now? That's the I'm. I have to. I have to care about this. I have to think about this. I've got so much to do. My life and my day is overwhelmed. That is what I want you to think right now. Then I want you, there's actually, before I want to go to the next step, it often makes me think of this. Think about a restaurant that is really, it works fantastically well. It is amazing. The food, the people, the place, the structure, the everything is just well oiled. But you've noticed something. Sometimes it's not. And over time, as you visited it, you noticed something strange. You noticed that it was only running that great when the manager was there or the owner was there, right? Because it's almost like they could see, oh, that thing is going to be a problem, so I'm quickly going to do it before that happens, or tell the person to do that, or remember we're running out of this and do that. So it's like the overall person that could see what's going on. And as long as they're there, that restaurant runs magnificently. But as soon as they walk away, what you now find is it's great, but it's not that great like it is. Maybe there's a delay in food, or the waitress comes back and says, I'm so sorry, we've just run out of. But it seems like it's not the same. And that is the point that we're going to be driving home today. So if you think of your life right now, does it feel like it's effort, right? Or does it feel like you have to do more or add more or be more or learn more? If that is you right now, this is the part of this video that I really want you to get, because if you do, you would understand that you have been the restaurant manager. So in other words, if I'm not there, it's going to fall apart. If I'm not doing this, if I can't do this, and what you in doing by doing this, and it's a good thing for most of us, right? But by doing this, what actually happens is you are the structure of your restaurant. In other words, if you're not there, that restaurant in time will just get worse and worse and worse and fade and fade and fade, and eventually it will almost probably be sold, and it's not going to be as great as when you were there. So what I want you to understand is life currently works because you are involved in your life. But when we are involved in that life, it creates so much added pressure. And it's the thing, the heaviness that we couldn't pinpoint earlier. So I just want you to breathe and feel that for a minute. Does this feel like your life? Think of a computer. If you're anything like me, I've always got a lot of tabs open while I'm working on many projects. But what I realized over time is that I couldn't fully focus in on one project while all my tabs were open because it was always that nagging little, oh yeah, I must do that there and I must do that there and I must get to that task there. And what if I forget about this here and quickly there? And oh, this mail and let's just add this into that. And it actually, without realizing, created a lot of cognitive mental overload without even noting. It's like it's not bad, it's not terrible, but it's heavy. And this is the heaviness that we are going to shed in 2026 going forward. So I hope you're very excited about this. But what this does is when there's so many tabs that is open, and you start feeling the heaviness, you start to have this like, there's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with my system. There's something that I'm not understanding. There's something that I need to learn. Like perhaps if I do another course, or perhaps if I go and watch another YouTube channel on this thing, maybe there'll be that one thing that's going to click and it's going to change it all for me. So you see, if you've ever found that or have that feeling, you have become your system. And that is why it's not working. And the best way I can explain this to you is think about this. Imagine we're all driving cars in the city, right? And we all have to get to an intersection kind of at the same time. There's no lines in the road. There's no traffic lights. There are no lights. The drivers can make it work, right? Because if traffic lights are out, what do? We slow down, we hyper alert, we make sure everything's safe, we move forward when we're supposed to. And if you think about your life where it is right now, is it might feel like you are driving in a car that's always looking for the traffic light or the painted roads or the stop sign or something for you to tell you what you need to do. But without thinking, you have become the actual driver and you're always on alert. But you being the driver and trying to fix you the whole time is not going to work. What you need is structure. We need painted lines. We need stop signs. We need to tell us how fast we can travel, and we even need some traffic lights because that is the system that carries you. I'm going to say this slowly. You have been carrying the system. Got it? Now, why does it feel hard to kind of, want to move to a structured system, but why does it feel so unsettling inside? And that is because you have been in the driver's seat for so long and everything's so dependent on you that it almost feels a little bit out of depth or something wrong. And here's the thing, it's not that you're controlling. You think, oh, I'm way too much in control. Like you've heard this before, like I'm controlling or it's my ego getting in the way. What I'm going to say to you is perhaps you're worried that if you let go of control, your whole system will start to wobble. So it's not actually you being controlling. It means that you got a system error, not a you error. In other words, it hasn't been you all along. It's been your system that hasn't been able to carry you, or there might not have been a system. And that is good news for you today, because if this is resonating with you, you are going to not, you can't ever unsee this again. Once you've seen it, you can never ever unsee this part again. You get to understand today, and even if you just take a moment to understand that and take a deep breath and go, oh, I get it finally, right? So if you need to start thinking about your structure, can your structure handle what you've been trying to do, or have you been the structure? Because what maybe the question was incorrect that you asked before is like, what's wrong with me, or how much more must I study, or what must I extra do, or which person must I employ, or what must I do? You are smart. If you're sitting here watching this video right now, it means that you want more. It means you have the knowledge. You got this. What it means is your system hasn't been updated to hold you. Once you get a system that holds you and everything in place, your finances, your work, your money, your things, your mindset, your everything, right? Now life becomes free and easy. So I want you to ask yourself this question today. Is what or where am I holding a structure? And where should the structure be holding me? Or where, if you feel like you're controlling too much in one area, is ask yourself, is that a control issue or structure issue? Because are you scared it's going to wobble because you're not there and that's why it feels like I can't do this right now? Or are you feeling like, okay, I'm going to build a structure that's going to support me, that feels, now imagine this, just go back to that intersection, right? There's cars flying past, you have to quickly look, make sure it's safe, gap it through, get the right speed, make sure the distance of the other cars are correct. You're hyper alert to this. But if you had a structure in place and you take a deep breath and now the robot is, think about it, when you drove today and the robot was green for you, were you hyper alert? You might have been a little, but the most part of you, your nervous system is relaxed. You are relaxed. And this is the thing that I want you to focus on today. You get to build the structure, but as long as you're not building the structure, you're always going to have this feeling of there's something wrong. I need to learn more. I need to do more. I need to explain more. It's because you were holding it all along. The system was supposed to hold you along. But we're so focused on ourselves and not building the system and building ourselves that's what becomes heavy. That is the little heaviness that we spoke about right in the beginning. So I want you to comment below today one thing in your business that you feel needs a better structure. So if you weren't there, that restaurant would run 100%. Yes, you're managing it and overseeing it, but you are not there every second. It's not coming from your inside. You've built a structure to manage it. Being mindset, being actual business that you are working on or doing, or even your home life or financial structure. Do you actually have that structure? Because if you don't, this is where we get to build it in Freedom Hub. So soon there's going to be a do less, earn more challenge coming up. It happens every month, or sometimes if I have a big asking and people say like, oh, I want to know more about this, just put in the comment, do less. If you put in the comment do less, I can have two of these 2 days, 2 hours each, where we discuss how this whole thing fits into place and how the structure that we start building, the structure is completely free. So comment below and we look forward to seeing you soon. Have a good one and happy structure building.